Hello, it's Frank and Mark from the Check Out This Record podcast, and this is Check Out This Song. We have one of my favorites here, and this is Downbound Train from Bruce Springsteen off the hugely successful Born in the USA album. Mark, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, Born in the USA is Bruce's biggest album.
Massive.
But I think this, for you and I, this is an album that we kind of lose because you and I are very much like the deep track guys. We love the early stuff. We love the rare stuff. And this being the big commercially successful one, just kind of gives up a little bit of the ghost that is his magic. And I think you nailed it. This is the best song on this record. But a little background on Born in the USA. Best-selling album of 1985.
Wow.
And proved to be the best song of Bruce Springsteen's career. It was promoted with a worldwide concert tour, 7 singles that all hit top 10 status. We're talking about Dancing in the Dark, Cover Me, Born in the USA, I'm on Fire, which is probably my favorite of his hits, Glory Days, I'm Going Down, which I'm pretty sure is about giving his girlfriend Felicio, in My Hometown. The album debuted at number 9 on the Billboard 200 during the week of June 23rd, 1984. And after 2 weeks, it reached the top of the charts on July 7th, staying at number 1 for 7 weeks. It remained on the chart for an additional 43 weeks at number 1.
Wow. I mean, that's impressive, too. And some tracks, too, that weren't even mentioned is a very fan favorite popular, No Surrender, and also to Bobby Jean, which could allegedly be about little Stevie leaving the band. So out of all those tracks we mentioned, one gets really lost in the shuffle of this album. And man, this is probably one of my top 10 favorite Bruce songs, and it gets again lost in this album that was absolutely massive. Some lists have this ranked 90th to 150th ranking of his songs, and I saw one list where they had it in his worst, which absolutely amazes me considering they have many of the latest tracks from Western stars on there ranked higher. So I really don't trust those sources. But let's look at some of the lyrics that I want to highlight on that. She just said, "Joe, I gotta go. We had it once, we ain't got it anymore. She packed her bags, left me behind. She bought a ticket on the Central Line. Nights as I sleep, I hear that whistle whining. I feel her kiss in the misty rain, and I feel like I'm a rider on a downbound train." First of all, that's haunting, and you could just tell his feeling of loss in this whole song. And then it gets to that point after the second chorus where it's just him and the guitar, and to me it gets even more haunting. And I'll read some more. We have, "Last night I heard your voice, you were crying, you were so alone, you said your love never died, and you had waited for me at home, put on my jacket, ran through the woods, I ran till I thought my chest would explode, there in the clearing beyond the highway, in the moonlight our wedding house shone, rushed through the yard, I bust through the front door, my head pounding hard up the stairs I climb. The room was dark, our bed was empty. Then I heard that long whistle whine, and I dropped to my knees, hung my head, and cried." I mean, what of set of lyrics? I get chills even reading those right now, just because it was absolutely beautiful. Mark, do you like those as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just a phenomenal job of storytelling. I love that the last verse, if you don't mind.
Yes.
"I always swing a sledgehammer on a railroad gang, knocking down the cross ties, working in the rain. Now, don't it feel like you're a rider on a downbound train?" Just really closing that circle, right? Telling that story, how he's got to go as far as to work on a railroad train because he's so haunted by this loss. The storytelling's amazing. The arrangement on this is phenomenal. Anyone who ranks this low on Springsteen songs probably has their head up their ass because this is phenomenal. This ranks up there with The Flood. This ranks up there with The Ties That Bind. This is a phenomenal song. I mean, just like the idea that anybody's going through. And hey, look, this album is stacked with hits, right?
Right.
It's definitely his most pop aesthetic album. It's clear. I've read you the numbers. It's his most successful record ever. Yeah. If you're just looking for pop sensibility, it's not going to fit in there. But when you're talking about pure songwriting, just guts and honesty and creative storytelling, this is what connects Born to Run with the rest of his albums.
Right.
This is that through note of sorrow and loss, and why people connect with him as the boss, because he came across as the everyman. He came across as the guy whose pain was just like your pain.
Right, exactly. And it wasn't just, as we've seen in other songs too, just, hey, I'm working and I'm working for the man, and this is the whole thing, 9 to 5. No, this is now I'm working and I'm going through this immense heartbreak, which again is haunting and chilling to the bone. Only downside, and we already addressed it, is that the song is on an album with Born in the USA, Glory Days, Dancing in the Dark, and the rest of those tracks. Now, this was recorded acoustically during the Nebraska sessions. I have a hard time finding anything in reference to that as far as a recording goes. So anyone out there, please send that our way. I would love to hear that. And listen, another way that I know this song is legit and resonated with people, and those other people who don't like it or full of crap, is because awesome current songwriters that I adore, such as Kurt Weill and Joe Pug, do fantastic covers. So to me, that's all the proof you need there. And if you haven't heard those versions, go ahead and check them out. The Kurt Weill version is kind of like a little fuzzy and grungy, and the Joe Pug is just him on the piano with the harmonica. Again, very haunting. So check them out if you haven't done so. And check out this song a little bit more. If you're a huge Boss fan and you might gloss over it, pay attention to this one. It's awesome. And it being on the Born in the USA album, like I said, it gets lost in the shuffle. But Mark, that's all I have to talk about as far as Downbound Train. What about you?
Yeah, I think you nailed it, man. You know, this is the true Bruce Springsteen deep track on Born to Run. If you can't appreciate that, do me a favor, take your mint copy of this album and shove it right up your ass.
There you go, folks. You've heard it here. And if you want to hear us even in a longer form, check out our podcast where we have weekly episodes. Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye-bye.